Listen, guys, I'm looking at my fantasy football score for tonight. Now, this is it. No more players, no Monday night players for either me or my opponent. My name for fantasy football is the People's Champ because I am the People's Champ. My opponent, I have 114.52. Now I play on NFL fantasy football. My opponent has 113.50. This is all, I got the W all because my boy Derek Carr and Latavius Murray and Raiders defense kicked ass today. So, on that note, I want to explain to you guys. You say, well, what's the big deal? Of course, you won. You won barely, but you won. And to throw a little something. My opponent had Eli Manning starting. He had 50 points. Eli Manning had 350 pass yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 less than Drew Brees. So, yeah, my boy Derek Carr and Latavius Murray and Raiders really, especially Derek Carr, he's my quarterback, man. He's my quarterback. Derek Carr, he's my quarterback. Welcome to Just Win Baby podcast. And as much as I love my fantasy football win, I love more my Raiders winning 34-20 against the Jets. Now the Jets are they're a team. They're definitely a team. Their defense is pretty legit. Their defense, I think, is ranked in the top 10, top 5, I believe. I mean, I have the Jets defense, but they got their ass kicked today, so good thing I did. Yeah, I did start them, but I started them on my other league, and I didn't really give a rat's ass on my other league. But boy, the Jets are not that bad of a team, and the Raiders tend to, let the gas pedal, just take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. We had that huge win against the Chargers, which was absolutely beautiful. So I was curious to see if we could carry that momentum into the Jets game today. Oh boy, dude, we are looking good, Raider Nation. We're looking real good. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of whoop. Oh man, I could do it when I'm seeing the highlights. Whoop. Yeah, can't do the boomer. But yes, we're looking so good. There's a lot of juke moves that are just going on, especially with Taiwan Jones killing it. But to let you guys know, my boy Derek Carr, this guy, I mean, the way he played today, before I get to that, the Jets did lose Ryan Fitzpatrick early on. Geno Smith had to go in, and he didn't do too bad, honestly. But hey, it is what it is, and I think it wouldn't have mattered at all because the Raiders were playing such a high level, especially with the defense. But of course, we need to work on that fourth quarter defense. Stop slacking off, Raiders, and go after the quarterback and do what you need to do to get those turnovers to end the game. And some of the play calling was questionable towards the end as well. But I want to talk about Derek Carr because future Hall of Famer. This guy, I know it's just one game, but I just absolutely love where he is right now in this season. Last season, he was inconsistent. He was a rookie. That's going to happen. This season, he is on point. This guy is emerging as a threat, and the NFL and all the talk shows are looking at him. They're now looking at Derek Carr, and they're saying, this guy is really for real. And he is showing that he is for real. 23 out of 36, 333 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, it's not only Derek Carr. A lot of great moves that were made with now Crabtree. Crabtree is best pickup for the Raiders. Best pickup, doing work. Taiwan Jones juking and getting his way to the end zone. I mean, and then Andre Holmes catching 2 touchdowns in the end zone. Really great stuff. But everything comes together because of Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a leader. And when he goes up to the line, he does his hurry up, give me the ball. I mean, he is fantastic in commanding this team. He is the commander. He is the general. He is the captain. And boy, am I loving everything about this kid. I mean, if he could have a bad game next weekend, but that doesn't matter. Derek Carr is a leader. And I've said this before, it's not because only his play, but it's because of his attitude, because of his matureness. Like a lot of people have said, his matureness is why the Raiders picked this guy. Because they see something in him. And it is by far paying off with these wins. And these wins we're getting 30 plus points. 30 plus points. I think we need to be so freaking happy that the offense is clicking. It's consistent week by week. I want to see this happen. Latavius Murray, 20 carries, 113 yards. No touchdowns, but 113 yards and fighting for those yards. Latavius Murray is our back. I believe he's our back. He definitely needs to improve a little bit more because there is sometimes where he could really break one for a big gain. But he fights for those yards and he does his job. I think the line could get a little bit better and help Latavius out. But the play calling is on point as well. Gotta hand it to the play calling. It's really starting to come together. It was shaky in the beginning, but now it's starting to come together. I questioned the play calling towards the end where we could have ran out the clock, but it is what it is. We have a comfortable lead, and honestly, when we have a big lead like that, I don't worry about the Raiders. As long as we have that lead, I think we could stop the offense for the Jets, and then we're going to win, just like the Chargers, even though the Chargers came back. But we still need to stop letting them come back like that. It's definitely something we need to work on. Charles Woodson, my boy Charles Woodson, getting his leading 5th pass interception of the season. Amazing. Charles Woodson is a young man. Give that man another year. He needs to play for the Raiders for another year. He needs to see what he's helping build this team and what it's becoming. It's becoming a legit contender. And this year, if we play like this every single game and we put up points like this and the defense holds up like this, we're a contender. We're Raider Nation. We are Oakland Raiders. We are definitely want to go to that we want the Cinderella story. We want to get to that ball. We want it, but we want to take it. We want to be rebellious and just grab it all. Raiders are looking fantastic. I'm just so happy. And Michael Crabtree, let's go with Michael Crabtree real quick. 7 receptions, 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Like I said, he is doing work. He is showing he's a veteran, and he's showing this Raiders wide receiver core. And Amari Cooper didn't have too big of a day, but he's always a threat, and they always have to watch for Amari Cooper. So with Amari Cooper being watched, we have Crabtree that's really gaining a lot of stuff. And a lot of our tight ends really did a great job. I forgot who was the second tight end, but no, what was it? Yeah, Rivera's not doing as much, but our tight ends, our backup tight ends, are really doing their job. I wish Rivera would get more into the game, but right now, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And right now, we are doing a fantastic job. Like I said, Geno Smith, 27 out of 42, 85 or 265 yards, 2 touchdowns. Geno Smith didn't do too bad. He took a lot of licks. There was this one big hit towards the end of the fourth quarter that he took that I thought he was done, and he came back. So you got to give it to Geno Smith. You know, he did. And then plus Fitzpatrick was over there with his little thumb and stuff. You got to give it to Geno. Geno came in and he tried, but Raiders D all over that. But they still allowed 2 touchdowns. What can I say? Chris Ivory. You want to know how much Chris Ivory had? 15 carries, 17 yards. That's the Raiders defensive line. That's the Raiders defense. That's what we need to do. Stop those runs. Now, Chris Ivory is he's not pushover. He is a back. And doing that, fantastic. Even though Brandon Marshall had a couple, over 100 yards, 108 yards, no touchdowns. We still stopped him, which is fantastic as well. Brandon Marshall's going to get his yardage, but as long as he doesn't get those touchdowns. Curley did have 63 yards, but I believe Decker had a touchdown as well. I mean, everything was working so fantastically in the beginning. Janikowski hitting a few field goals. I was like, man, poor King. King is just right there on the sideline. He's not getting any action. He's like, I want my paycheck. but I want to like do something. So King, man, give it up for King. He did not do a very good punt though earlier in the game, or like later in the game. But man, just overall, just fantastic play by the Raiders. What can I say? I mean, it's just. Do I really need to critique the Raiders at this point, at these last two games? Yeah, you can. You could say that they need to work on this. They need to work on that. The defense needs to wrap up a little bit better. There was a few tackles that they kind of missed. They shouldn't allow fourth quarter comebacks, drop passes by some of their wide receivers as well. Andre Holmes had a for sure first down. Derek Carr, few throws that were over the head, but you know what? The Raiders are doing, they're playing fantastic. They're playing fantastically. They're playing like a real team. They're playing like they're committed to excellence. And that's what I want. That's all I want. I don't want, the Jets are a good team, and we beat a good team. The Chargers are putting up points, and we beat the Chargers. So we need to win these division games, and we definitely need Denver to lose, and we definitely need to beat Denver. I think we had that Denver game, but it is what it is. We move on. We try to get into that playoffs, and let's make magic happen, baby. I love where we're at. I love what's going on, and it's all in the heels of Derek Carr. And with Derek Carr, everybody else plays fantastic. Just like the defense, it's all in the heels of Charles Woodson. He is the bona fide leader of that group, and he is showcasing, telling these young folks, these young men, hey, we're a contender. Play like a contender. Thank you, Charles Woodson, for all your years. Thank you, Derek Carr, for being mature. Thank you, Raider Nation, for listening to Just Win Baby podcast. Until we talk next time, I have a huge bet on the line between Raiders and Steelers. So if my friend wins, I have to buy him a Steelers jersey, at least $100 Steelers jersey. If I win, which my Raiders will win, I get at least $100 Raider jersey. So Derek Carr, I want your jersey. Let's do it. You're my boy, man. You're my boy. Thank you guys for listening. Till next time, please subscribe if you want to listen to more. Like the video if you like it, and comment below. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm Dan Maniac and Daniel Sutton. Until next time, till we talk those Raiders. Enjoy this win, because I'm enjoying the hell out of it as well. Bye, guys.